first of all, we know Steven Matz. He didn't throw to anybody. And by the way, if his command was that good, we wouldn't have been behind 6-3. So, there was. I mean, I thought Mark overreacted. That's just my take on it. And my issue is now every time somebody gets hit, all you got to do is get mad and there's warnings sent out. So, but we'll leave it at that.
Hansel Robles, and from the press box, it looked like maybe he was concerned some steins were being stolen by the Yankees and Cheshire. My first question to Terry is that what he felt? And secondly, how does he combat that aggressiveness in his mind to kind of be focused and pitch?
Well, first of all, that's what he thought. Secondly, all you got to do is certainly have a different plan and change your signs. Now, if the catcher's setting up too early and he's given location, that's something we can address, certainly. But, you still got to pitch. You still got to call. The point was, at that particular point in the game, we were getting back in the game. So you got to maintain your composure, and you got to get some big outs to get us back in the dugout while certainly the momentum was in our favor.
Terry, is there any real concern about Matz with the elbow tenderness and what he's pitching through?
Barry, again, he didn't say anything today. Not a word. I haven't heard a word all day about it. Obviously, his command was not very good today. There were a lot of mistakes in the middle of the plate. So, I talked to Dan. Dan didn't bring up anything. So, just one of those nights where he didn't make any pitches.
Terry, you've lost 14 of 22. Have gone nearly a month without winning consecutive games. How frustrating is this starting to get?
Well, it's pretty frustrating because we've got, we've had to battle through a lot of things, and we've just gotten on both sides of the ball, inconsistent. It's tough. We go out and we'll get a real good pitching performance, and the next night we'll give up 4 or 5, and one night we'll hit 4 homers, and the next night we leave the bases loaded. So it's pretty frustrating, but it's the game, and we've still got to fight through it. And again, I think the move we made the other day, even though Jay's gotten off to a little rough start in 2 games, but I think it should tell our players, hey, look, we're in this. Teams that are out of it, they don't make those kind of moves. And so I thought it was a real positive move for us, and I think it hopefully as we kind of smooth things out after we get tomorrow night, that we'll start to see some effects of it.
Terry, obviously you would have wanted to have better, well-placed outs to get more runs tonight. But the last 2 nights, you guys have hit the ball much better than you did in the last week and a half. You alluded to with the addition of Bruce, but what do you think? What else is in factor? Neil Walker. You
mean you're looking at Neil swinging the bat very well right now? He and Granny were on 8 times tonight between them. Again, we brought in a guy who drives in runs. So if we continue to do that, we're going to win our share of games. We can't allow big innings. It's because we just haven't shown so far that we're going to catch up if we don't hit home runs, and so we'll come back tomorrow and get ready.
Terry, how did you think Cespedes weathered the night?
Barry, not very good. I think we may have to talk about putting him on the DL.
What happened?
Last swing was not. He tweaked it.
He tweaked the quad again?
Yep.
So this is something that's basically going to be congenital until he just rested for a long period of time, and that's going to be it?
Right.
So when are you going to make that decision?
Right now.
So he's going on the DL
Well,
tonight?
when I get back in the clubhouse.
Okay.
Okay.